What's going on, Box fans? It's Kenneth, SBM Boxing. From request, subscribe. Let's speak boxing. We're less than 10 days away for a great night of fights. So go ahead and subscribe. Georgia Boxing Genius House, Little MGM. You have SBM Boxing, big family-oriented channel. We cover post-fight, pre-fights, all major boxing events at, like I said, Georgia Boxing Genius House. So go ahead and subscribe. You know, we're just a big boxing-oriented family. We die-hard boxing fans. And, you know, we've been a little bit inactive and stuff like that, but little by little, we're going to start picking it up. But before I go ahead and talk about this fight that's happening, you know, my condolences. It's sad to see what's going on globally in the news as far as the attacks and stuff like that. So my condolences to the families that fell victim to the Manchester attacks. You know, it's sad to see. Just I don't want to talk into politics, but just, you know, globally, just being a human, showing consideration, being humble, showing heart and love. It's sad. You know, it's sad to see that people's families, loved ones, fall victim and lose their loved ones, something like that. It's something so tragic, you know. But anyways, let's go ahead and speak some boxing. Yeah, you have IBF champ Kell Brook. He's stepping into the ring here, Errol Spence, Saturday night. So go ahead and subscribe. We're gonna cover the post-fight, pre-fight, and live by live rounds, and letting you guys know what's going on. But this is a huge fight, well anticipated fight, a great build up into this fight. I like the fact that Errol Spence is going to Manchester, going to his home ground, and actually hopefully can pull off the victory. You know, you got the hottest prospect right now in the game of boxing, with exception to, you know, Crawford. But, you know, if he's able to pull out this victory against Special K, by hands down, he's the hottest prospect right now. But by far, Errol Spence, he's taken on the toughest opponent that he's ever faced in his whole entire career. But we'll see how Kell Brook bounces back. You know, Kell Brook suffered a loss against Triple G. Let's see how he bounces back from the broken orbital bone that he suffered at a stoppage. You know, he had to come up in weight and take on the monster. You know, the boogeyman that everyone's been ducking and dodging. But my heart goes out to that. That's fucking ballsy for Kell Brook, him being undefeated. At the time, he was undefeated. You know, he was 36-0. He went up and let that O go. You know, that was ballsy. He definitely had the confidence, but he looked good the first couple rounds, and then eventually he got caught. You know, caught with some big shots, but it just showed that he definitely has the chin. He definitely has the power. He knows how to fluctuate in weight. He's just a bigger, stronger opponent, and he can definitely carry his weight. But Triple G was just way too much for him coming into that fight. But for him to come down in weight, you know, how is he going to recover from that orbital bone? How is he going to recover psychologically from that loss? Because it is, you know, suffering your first loss. Just it has its negative impact on you as far as confidence-wise. But he's still undefeated in the welterweight, you know, division. He's still the IBF champ. So at welterweight, you know, we don't know. You know, I was able to follow him as far as the last several weeks. He's been making weight. You know, he's ready to go. Hasn't been any issues. There's been a lot of speculations that he's not going to be able to make weight. I think the last time I checked, he was, and this was a few days ago, he was at 153. You know, he's already at 153, 10 days, 12 days before the fight. So that's definitely, he definitely put on he put in the work. He definitely put in the work. But with that said, him dropping in weight, him coming off with loss, you know, he is 36-1 with 25 KOs now, whereas Spence is still undefeated, younger, 21-0 with 18 KOs. Spence is slightly favored in this fight in the odds, you know, so Kell is coming in slightly as the underdog into this fight. But I honestly think, my prediction, as long as Kell keeps his distance, he's going to give Spence some problems, you know. And which we have to see how Spence adapts. You know, I think Kell Brook is gonna press after 6. He's definitely gonna keep his distance at 6. After 6, he's gonna press, and it's really up to the camp. It really comes down to the experience. It definitely comes down to boxing ability. I think Spence definitely has the edge as far as being technical, but as far as power and being able to maneuver outside. I think Kell, that's his advantage there. Obviously, he has a chin. He can definitely withstand. He has speed. He has defense. You know, when he did take on Sean Porter, that's not a fucking easy fight when he took his belt from him. Sean Porter has a high press. Matter of fact, Sean Porter in the game, I think he has the best endurance in the game of boxing right now. He's constantly nonstop, in your face, head in your chest, going, you know, look what he did against Berto. Look what he did against Adrian Broner. Look what he did to all these fighters. A lot of fighters can't adapt to that whatsoever. But Kell Brook was able to, and, you know, your boy one-time Keith Thurman was able to adapt, you know. Was able to pull him off, land some big shots, and was able to maneuver and get the job done to come out victorious in that fight. So Kell Brook definitely can fight 15 rounds of boxing. He has the smart, he has the technical ability to withstand pretty much anything, you know. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to the resumes, because I know both camps are going back and forth, Brook, by all means, the only impressive victory I have on him, I'm not talking about his amateur or anything like that, is Sean Porter. You know, he fought after Sean Porter. I can't even remember the guy's name. You know, I really don't fucking know. I'll have to look that up. But he took on Frankie Gavin. Frankie Gavin, you know, I'm not impressed with that. He fought Busy or something like that. And then he took on Triple G. Whereas you have Spence, who he took on Bondu. Not too impressive to me. You know, Chris Algieri's always a sleek fighter. He's not a shitty fighter. He's not a bum. You know, he did beat Prodnikov, Pacquiao, beat the shit out of him. You know, he did give Amir Khan a run from his money as well. But at the end of the day, Chris Algieri's not an easy fight. He's tall, he's lanky, he's fast, he maneuvers good in the ring. But you know what? Spence was able to look good. He was able to adapt to his style and was able to take him out. He fought Alejandro Barrera as well. And, you know, both resumes are not there. So, but right now, they both fighters are in a similar situation, and who's going to rise to the occasion? Right now, they're the best fighters that they fought thus far. So, you know, like Mayweather saying, a lot of top athletes out there, you know, fighting top competition, fighting the big boys, will only make you or break you and bring the best out of you. So, it's one of those things like Danny Garcia versus one-time Keith Thurman. It's game time. You know, it's not tomato cans. It's not someone that you know on the other side of the not on the other side of the card that they're getting paid to lose, and you are the A side, and you know that they're stepping into the ring with you being favored to win, and it's just another, you know, stripe and win underneath your belt. No, this is a gamble. This is a risk. To me, in my eyes, both fighters have a lot to lose and much to gain. To me, they're both undefeated. So stylistically, styles make fights is a great style, you know. But I honestly think Kell Brook is definitely going to give Errol Spence some problems. Maintain the distance, after, you know, within 6. After 6, he's going to start pressing Errol Spence. But it just depends, you know, on his confidence, his endurance, and him being able to adapt to Kell Brook. Because Kell Brook is technical. But vice versa, if I was putting my money up, I'm going to have to, you know, my heart goes with Kell Brook. I really, really want Kell Brook to win, especially with all this stuff going on, all this shit talk, you know. And Kell Brook's a cool dude, man. He's a great fighter. Both guys are great fighters, so I'm not going to shit talk any of them. My heart, I would love to see Kell Brook fight. I'll come out victorious in this fight just to stir the pot and disturb the space in boxing, because you got all these freaking boxing advocates and all everyone that's on the Errol Spence bandwagon and shit like that. So I love to go after the underdog, but honestly, I think Errol Spence is going to come out victorious in this fight. I don't think he's going to stop. I don't think he's going to knock out Kell Brook, but I do think he is going to win majority decision on the scorecards. But if Kell Brook plays his cards right and Errol Spence is not able to adapt, he's going to lose the fight. And especially he's going to Manchester. He definitely has the affinity, but just win without a doubt against Kell Brook, especially with all this. I hate to mention the attacks and stuff like that, but you have to win decisively in this card. So with that said, I still think he's going to come out victorious, majority decision. But it's a good fight, man. You know, I like Kell Brook. I like Errol Spence. They're great fighters. So at the end of the day, I'm just a boxing fan. You know, to me, it's 50-50. But if I was to put my money up, I'm going for Errol Spence on this one. Let me know what you guys think. This is Kenneth, SBM Boxing. From request, subscribe. My boy Christian Macho Camacho, son of legendary Macho Camacho. He has a fight, you know, on the 29th. So go ahead and check him out at www.boxing therealmachotime.com. Go ahead, man. This is Kenneth, SBM Boxing. Have a good one.